Yeah, so I'm now in Kenya, and I'm here because now we're waiting a first child, me and my wife, and the government in Sweden has been a bit long in the process for us to be able to stay together in Sweden, as has been our plan. So I'm here to be with my wife and take care of her and make sure everything will go smoothly. Hopefully we will go back together to Sweden in the future. And I can see I really enjoy being here rather than in Sweden. But still I have to sacrifice. I have a lot of things that I want to develop here in Kenya, and they need more finance. Now for many years I've focused on learning things, learning languages, learning the cultures, learning about the environments, learning about different businesses, learning about planting trees. And I've selected now what I really want, my mission, and what I really want to do. I can see I really want to live and do business here in Kenya. And it has to do with trees. It has to do with trees that are native to the Maasai and Samburus, the Chamus, and other areas in Kenya. Yeah, and I'll be able to do it in the future. But first I need to focus on the family, and that we are okay and we have a fine life and fine opportunities. So we are actually doing some investments, building a house, having some small land in Samburu, and I can see things are moving on okay. And the benefit I have from being from Sweden, when I work in Sweden, even the kind of work I do, I can get some extra money, and here the extra money they do buy quite some things, and when it comes to land, it buys enough, even if you don't have huge amount of money. We can buy a small piece of land. 5 years time, 10 years time, that land will not be as easy to buy, because prices here are going up quite fast, doubling every 3 years at least. So yeah. So it's a challenge we're going through. This is a challenge in my life. I've been really depressed being in Sweden, and I can see it's a good time here, good time now to relax and remember what I really want in life, and go back to that, focus on that, as I also grow my children, and put them into the perspective, and having my wife in the perspective of how we want to live our life. So with that, there is an opportunity now, as we are from two different cultures, we have different opportunities to use the different countries, the benefit from different countries, and benefit from our different cultures. And when it comes to Samburu and the Maasai and Chamus cultures, the good and the bad thing now is that culture is not so strong. The good thing with that is it's possible to choose for the first time, to choose which cultures to keep and which ones not to keep. and I can see many Masais and Samburus might have lost some cultures that are good and are keeping some that are not as good, and it's fine. Everyone has their own choice to make, and I hope my family can be an example. Maybe we will take some other choices. We'll see if they benefit our life. Maybe it will inspire others to be able to use the wisdom that actually is inherited in our cultures. I have a lot of wisdom inherited from my culture in Sweden, and my wife has a lot of wisdom inherited from her culture here in Samburu. And yeah, we will be able to combine these ones. Hopefully we can combine them, and we can select the best from my culture and the best from her culture, because they are not the same. And many cultures, many lifestyles, many ways of life in my culture that is not good is good in her culture, and many things that are not so good in Samburu are good in my. So I can see it's a really powerful thing, yes, to interact between these cultures and learn from each other. Now it came to be that my wife really loves Sweden and that culture and that life, and I really love her culture and that life, and that makes another opportunity to mix and use the two for the benefit of our lives. And yeah. That's how it is. Maybe I'll not have time maybe to talk about all these things in one video, but I can just tell you shortly like what I've seen so far. That is better in Swedish and better in Samburu. And the first thing that I can see is better in Samburu is now this very very good culture that has been missed in Sweden. It's taking care of the children. It's supposed to be like a family thing. So we can get help from my wife's mom, especially this time when the kid will be small, and I believe it will be helpful. While in Sweden the culture is to be on your own, you and the husband, and it's good that the husband is helping, but I can see it's not enough. I've seen in everyone in Sweden when they grow up kids, everyone are so stressed, and it's like that life is so tough. So maybe we can yeah, and that's another thing. Life in Sweden, growing up kids is so hard, because what you want for the kids is so much, while here in Samburu it's easier. So mixing the two could be good. It's good to give good things to the kids, but it's not good to sacrifice your own health in the end. It will not be good for anyone when people are too much stressed, and maybe there I see like Swedish parents, they are physically there for the kids, but maybe mentally sometimes they are too stressed to really get the full value out of that time. Here the parents could be more with the kids, but when they are with the kids, they in the traditional life at least, they get a lot of value. Another thing is to involve the elderly, the grandparents. They have a lot of wisdom. Here it has been very important in the Samburu culture, it has been very important for the elderly women to be part of growing up the kids. And it's something I've seen happens in Sweden, but very small, short times, and could be improved, could be used more. Another thing that I see is better in Samburu is taking care of the elders, because here, because in Sweden we don't have time. We put them into very, very nasty places when they grow very old and are sick. But no one wants to, that kind of torture no one wants to go through in life. So something more to learn. See if we can get some things that are better in Swedish system. I see is that a husband helps in the home, and I can see the bad thing with that in Sweden is it has become like everyone is supposed to do everything. The man is supposed to cook, the woman is supposed to cook, the man is supposed to do dishes, the woman is supposed to do dishes. The man is supposed to clean the house, the woman is supposed to clean the house. Everything that has to do with the kid is to be mixed. One night the man is supposed to wake up, the other night the woman is supposed to wake up. The one time the man is supposed to change diapers, the other time the woman is supposed to change diapers. So sometimes I can see that life is tough, and I see the wisdom from the Samburu culture instead is that it's more, it's good that you help, but I can see it's even better when you have your responsibilities, and it's not necessarily that they have to be like how the culture is brought up and how it's traditionally been that the woman is supposed to do everything in the house and the man is supposed to take care of the cows. Yes, the income, fine. But I can see nowadays it's still good if the woman wants to be at home, fine, and the man can work and get income, fine. If the woman want to work and the man want to be at home, fine. But I can see it's a hard life for both to work and both to take care of the house and everyone to do everything. I can see it's a hard life. I can also see it's a bit difficult when you don't have your responsibilities. I can see in Sweden a lot of couples, they argue because, oh, you didn't do the dishes today, it was your turn. Oh, you didn't change the diaper today, it was your turn. Oh, you didn't clean the house today, it was your turn. Rather, I see it is more valuable to mix these cultures and see, like, okay, let me have my responsibilities. Where are my strengths? Where are the things that I can do in the house that I like to do? And for me personally, it's cooking, it's taking care of the dishes. When it comes to the baby, maybe I'll be better changing the diapers. Then let me do it. And if my wife has more passion for cleaning the house, let her have that responsibility and let her do it. And I want us to try that life and see how that could be. Because I know, like, if I have the responsibility to cook and one day my wife wants to cook, I will become very happy because she's helping me. If my wife has the responsibility to clean the house and one day I clean the house, she will be very happy and appreciative. So those are examples. Other things that are good from my culture is the new medicines and whatever. They're very good, great. Other things I see is good with Samburu. It's also, there are great medicines and they're traditional medicines, and they can be used in different ways, and in maybe more, those ones can be more of preventing diseases and keeping up, toxifying the body, keeping the general health, helping the immunity. And the other ones are really good when you're severely sick and will keep you from dying from simple things. So both of them are good, really great to mix. Yeah. What else? Yeah, I can see another benefit in Sweden is high income. Negative side in Sweden is there's not a lot of places to invest. Culturally, people don't invest a lot money. Here, investments are more important, and investments bring more money and are more fun and more adventurous and more interesting and more potential. So that's another benefit we have. As we, it's an it's a possibility. There's a possibility to gain money from Sweden and invest in Kenya, and in the future we might live a very nice life here and be able to do more of the business and do less of being employed and those things. Another thing that is very, very interesting here and with the Samburus are the connection with God and being close to Him and praying and all those things. Something that I did not bring from my culture, and I can see they uplift my life. When I do pray, it's very good. When I don't pray, I see negative things happens and negative emotions take control over me, negative behaviors, a lot of things that are not good. So there's a great wisdom in like the Samburu way of praying was to pray every day when you wake up, when you take out your cows, when you do that and that, every ceremony, every steps in life, everything you pray. Maybe from us we have more